I tried beating Calamity 2.0 as the summoner class in Terraria. This adds a whole new spin to Calamity never seen before by adding a bunch of new whips which give us a completely unique experience for the Calamity mod. Will I be able to defeat calamitas within this video and challenge supreme calamitas, or will my minions crumble and perish in the face of challenge? Well, let's find out. I started off by spawning into the world and opening up the legendary Calamity starter bag. I got myself the little squirrel pet and a bit of mana. I decided to also pull up a guide right beside me just to see exactly what we had to go for each stage of the game. I went down to the caverns and actually managed to find myself 2 golden chests, so I looted those of course, got myself some loot. Then I went back into the caves to get myself more ore and try to find more resources. I went to chop down more trees, and as I came back to spawn, I decided to build a little town. Yes, a tiny miniature town. I started taking myself a elevator, and during this process I got myself a bunch of various different ores such as lead. Yeah, it's kind of like the only thing I got. And once I came back to spawn, I decided to go and chop down more trees. I expanded the town and then spent a load of time endlessly dying just so I can get myself the first decent summoner weapon. This was called Abigail's flower, and I was actually going to use it up until we can either get the sun spirit staff or the frost blossom staff, which are the recommended weapons for this stage of the game. I was also planning to get myself full wolfram armor, and during this time I did manage to craft myself the frost blossom staff, making us almost ready to take on the Eye of Cthulhu. But before that, we still needed to get full wolfram armor. During this time I also managed to craft myself the sun spirit staff after getting a bunch of sand and a bunch of the resources that we need to craft it within the desert. And once I did that, I continued digging my elevator to get myself more life crystals and more ore so we can become even more overpowered when we have to go and fight the upcoming bosses. As I came back to spawn, I decided to build myself a boss arena and also organize all of my chests. Once I had full wolfram armor, I decided to summon in and fight the Eye of Cthulhu. Using the frost blossom staff and the sun spirit staff, we absolutely demolished this boss, and then next we took out King Slime as well. I decided to summon in and fight the desert scourge just so we can get that out of the way, and after defeating it, the next thing we had to go do is get ourselves Victite Armor. I went over to the left ocean only to realize that it was the Sunken sea, so I went over to the right ocean, gathered myself a bunch of resources, and crafted myself full Victite Armor. I didn't really realize that this was the armor because it has like a new reskin, so I was kind of confused. I didn't know if this was the right one, but yeah, apparently it was. So I equipped it and gained all of its beautiful set bonuses. After this, I went back to the caves, messed around a little bit, and then went to go fight the Eater of Worlds. Using Victite Armor, the Frost Blossom Staff, and the Sun Spirit Staff, we absolutely demolished the Eater of Worlds, and upon taking him out, I went over to craft myself a nightmare pickaxe, and then I went down to the underworld to get myself all of the beautiful underworld resources. I got myself a hell forge, made myself an obsidian skull, got myself an imp staff, and a bunch of hellstone bars. Once I came back to spawn again, like I don't know how many times I've been coming back to spawn, I'm not gonna lie, I decided to organize my chests. Yes, once again, organize my chests, because you see, Calamity has a lot of items. Calamity is like 90% organization and then deleting important things that you need later for crafting recipes. Anyways, I went to go defeat some harpies, and then as the hive cyst spawned, I summoned in the hive mind. We took that out quite easily as well, and then I went back into the caves to search for life crystals. Once we got to max HP, I made myself a molten pickaxe, and then using the imp staff, the cinder blossom staff, which is an upgrade from that other fire staff that we had, I decided to go to Skeletron's dungeon and fight Skeletron. We took him out with no trouble whatsoever. Like, this was embarrassing for Skeletron, and I would not wish this embarrassment on even my worst enemy. That is right, I'm talking to you, average Adrian. Anyways, I went to go explore the beautiful dungeon only to get myself the water candles. Like, that's the only thing the dungeon is really useful for. What else are you using the dungeon for? Like, be honest, bro. I crafted myself the battle cry, which can increase mob spawn rates by 10-fold, and then I went over to the jungle so we can go craft the jungle whip, which is called the snapthorn. Once I crafted that, we were somewhat ready to actually go and challenge the wall of flesh. Like, there wasn't really much else to do except get ourselves Daedalus Armor, which we need to fight the slime god. So that's exactly what I went to go and do. I made myself the summon for the slime god, summoned it in, and then using the snapthorn and all of my minions, we started brutalizing it. We took out one slime, we took out the other slime, and then we finally took out slime god. I had to take him out again, and along with this, I also crafted myself the skyline wings just so we could have some flight in pre-hard mode. Once I had full Daedalus Armor, a brand new summoner weapon, which was the slime staff. I think it's like the crim slime staff. I hope that's what it's called. If I'm wrong, I'll literally jump off my computer chair right now. But yeah, we're now ready to take on the wall of flesh, and so here it goes. I went down to the underworld, chucked my Gaia voodoo doll into the lava. That's right, boyos, no buffs, no nothing. I am literally a god at this game. Using the Snapthorn and all of the minions, we demolished the wall of flesh. It was actually funny how quickly it went out, and along with this, we also got a brand new whip called the Firecrack, which I'm fairly certain drops from the wall of flesh. I went to go break a couple of demon altars just so we can get ourselves some souls of night. That's right, we actually don't bless the world in Calamity because it has a brand new progression system. Before considering doing anything literally whatsoever, I just went to go fight the Destroyer. I mean, it has like 30% less health just because of Calamity's new progression system, and I guess I did the right thing because I managed to take it out without even upgrading any of our armor and doing literally nothing. Like, I was genuinely surprised to take out the Destroyer that easily. But then I went to go get myself a Cobalt pickaxe. I made myself a Mithril anvil, and once I had that, I decided that it was time to go and fight the next bosses. I bought a bunch of buff potions and then went to go challenge Skeletron Prime. I managed to get absolutely obliterated, and then after this, I tried to challenge the twins. With insufficient wings, I managed to die like twice. I don't know what was going through me. I genuinely thought I could beat them with Skyline wings. Like, dude, what was I thinking? But I had to go out of my way to kill some harpies, get myself harpy feathers, craft harpy wings, also made myself full spider armor just because it was the recommended armor for this stage of the game. I made myself the caustic staff, which was another recommended weapon for this stage of the game. I got myself like all the accessories that I needed to get, and then I went to go fight the twins. This time we managed to take them out, and right after this I went to go fight Skeletron. We took Skeletron out and blessed the entire world with hallowed ore. That is right, in the new Calamity update you actually bless the world with hallowed ore instead of getting it from the mechanical bosses. That's pretty dope. Anyways, along with this, the jungle grows restless. You know what else grows restless? That massive pimple on your head when you don't press subscribe to the Boio channel right now. I got myself a bunch of hallowed ore, and the next thing I had to get was Daedalus Armor. This is the best armor that we could actually get pre-Plantera and pre-calamitas, so that's exactly what my next venture was. While I was just venturing above in the ice biome, I managed to accidentally kill the prismatic lacewing, or I think that's what the little worm is called, but yeah, essentially I just summoned the Empress of Light. It was embarrassing and sad, but hey, at least I could say that I tried to fight. I went over to the snow biome, tried to find cryonic ore, which I did not find because I have not beat cryogen, so I came back to spawn, made the summon for cryogen, made the Durendal, which is this hallowed whip, and then proceeded to challenge this ice cube using hallowed armor and the Durendal and like 20 million minions. We managed to take it out, bless the world with cryonic ore, making us finally able to get Daedalus Armor. I went mining and mining and mining. I got myself tons of cryonic ore, and once I came back to spawn, I made myself Daedalus Armor. I reforged all my accessories, fought a goblin army that decided to trouble me before fighting calamitas, and then I made the summon for calamitas. And then I went over to the ocean, and while farming out for a certain accessory, I got devoured by the Leviathan, so that was pretty fun to see. Like, I was grossly underpowered and I summoned it in by accident. But yeah, I went over to fight the aquatic scourge because I needed a certain accessory, and then after this I went down to the underworld, got myself these special hell bricks that made me able to craft the summon for calamitas, and once I came back to spawn, I crafted the summon and went straight to the boss fight. It turned to nighttime, I summoned it in, and using my whip, I started non-stop spamming this eyeball. I wonder what calamitas actually is. Like, is this just like an eyeball? I have no idea. Anyways, the first phase started. The projectiles started flying left, right, from the top. These little fiery skulls. We managed to survive that phase. Using all of my Boio abilities, I'm spamming calamitas with the Durendal again, taking it past 50% HP. It summons in his twins, summons in the brothers. I spam them with the Durendal again, only to take them out with ease. See, now calamitas is kind of mad, and right before we managed to take it out, we actually got hit with another phase of flying skulls. See, this is where it got a little bit risky. I got pretty close to dying here, but we did manage to take out calamitas and successfully beat the first half of the Calamity mod only using the summoner class. This video will be split up into two different parts, so from the start to calamitas, and then from normal calamitas to supreme calamitas. I just genuinely believe that's the best way to split it up, so yeah, be on the lookout for the next video where we challenge supreme calamitas only using the summoner class in Terraria. Be sure to check out another video like this on screen. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. This has been Boio. Peace out.